Good morning everyone. Today's super special episode, not because it's freezing and it feels like the Arctic. No, we're gonna be comparing a phone, a Pixel 3 to a $5,000 camera at night. Guys, I think I'm gonna be blown away and surprised. Let's go. Alright guys, I hope you're having an amazing day. Welcome to a new episode. It was way too cold outside. I had to come back inside to finish my video. So, first of all, let's face it guys. I would never think that a phone could be just as good as a $5,000 camera. But the other day, Google released something called Night Sight, and it's a new mode to shoot photos at night on your phone. So I thought, oh, I'm gonna try it. That looks pretty fun. And I tried it, and then I was like kind of worried that my gear would not follow. And I'm being very, very serious here. So this is not a sponsored video at all. I just think this is a future happening right now. I want to share that with you. I want to show you what that technology is doing, why it's kind of mind-blowing, and why for us photographers it's kind of awesome to be able to do that whenever, wherever with just a phone. Obviously, you will see the result. I'm super excited. Let's go shoot a few photos. Let's rewind back to when we were outside taking some photos. Alright guys, super cold outside, I'm telling you. It was raining, it was snowing at one point. I just couldn't get good shots, but I got the Google Pixel 3 shots and the Sony A7R3 with the 1635 2.8 shots. So before we get into the details of every shot and I reveal which one belongs to who, I'm gonna let you guess. Which one belongs to the Google Pixel 3? Which one belongs to the expensive camera, the Pro camera? Let me know in the comments below right now. While you guys are voting below, I just want to give a huge shout out to all the new faces here. I want to welcome you guys, and I also want to announce that there is a free cheat sheet in the description below that you can download that is giving you 3 different types of settings to shoot at night. For example, when you're shooting stars, when you're shooting in cities, and when you're shooting at night in general in low light conditions. I think it's super helpful. You can put it on your phone, and whenever you can't remember what kind of settings to use in manual at night, well, you just go back to the cheat sheet. So download it right now, and with no further ado, let's dive right into all the results. So I brought all the images into Lightroom, and what happens is that obviously I shot in raw on the Sony A7R3, and I tried to match the white balance to the one of the Google Pixel 3 to make it a fair comparison. So let's start with the first shot under a tunnel. Like, all of the shots are kind of boring, but because the exercise was really about focusing on the difference and if it looks good or not. So I want to zoom in a little bit here, and just to show you on the left here, guys, I'm gonna break it to you. On the left is the Sony A7R3. On the right, we have the Google Pixel 3. And the settings for the Google Pixel 3 were f1.8, 1/3 of a second, ISO 64, and for my shot, it was actually 1 second, f2.8, and ISO 100. It's not that low light where you need a super long exposure, but what is crazy already, let me know in the comments if you see the difference. First, you see that the whole poles are totally sharp on the phone picture, and clearly the sharpness has been increased and all that, but because it's a phone, because it's a tiny sensor, you get way more depth of field. So that's a way also to tell which camera shot what, to be honest. But look at that. If you look at it like that, you could almost, it's very difficult to tell which one comes from which camera. It's kind of impressive. And the way they achieve taking those kind of photos is with a new technology. It's something that astrophotographers have been doing for a while. You basically take several photos of the same thing over a short period of time, and you overlap the images. Now what the phone does is it has an accelerometer inside, and it takes everything into account. It takes how fast you're moving, like if you're shaking or not, and it adjusts the shutter speed depending on that. Once it takes the shutter speed, it takes about 6 shots. So for example, 6 shots of 1/3 of a second, 6 shots of 1 second. It depends on the situation. If you're on a tripod, it's gonna be longer. And it matches them, it processes all the shots together straight into your phone, and then boom, this is the result. So I'm gonna show you why you can tell straight away that this is processed is simply when you look at shots with a person moving. That shot on the Pixel 3, even though you feel like it's a long exposure, when you shot it, it's actually almost as if it was trying to freeze the action. You see the biker is kind of moving, it's kind of weird. But if I look at the same shot to get the same kind of exposure without noise on my Sony A7R3, you can clearly see that the biker is like a ghost, it's a long exposure, and the person is just flowing in the wind. I also took different kind of situations. So for example, I went outside of the bridge and I started taking with the train passing by. Now, guys, guess what this was shot with? Maybe you can tell from the movement of the train, this was shot with the Google Pixel 3. It's kind of crazy. And I want to stop here. And if you're thinking, oh, he's just trying to tell us phones are going to replace cameras. No, I'm not trying to tell you that at all. I'm trying to tell you that that technology that's getting built into your phones right now is so freaking powerful that I think the day it comes in our big cameras, it might become absolutely mind-blowing. I wouldn't be surprised if within 3 to 5 years I'm able to take astrophotography without a tripod, just handheld. You might think it's crazy. I think it might be very possible very soon. We'll see who is right, who is wrong, but let me tell you, I wouldn't be surprised. So this was with the Google Pixel 3 and this is with the Sony A7R3. So you can see obviously it's with a camera, so you have a long trail versus the other camera as it took several shots and slapped them together is you have a fake train, not fake, it's not fake, but you have like several movements of the train that have tried to be put back together. In terms of the lights here, I don't see, I mean there is a difference, you clearly lose definition because obviously the R3 has 42 megapixel, but also I think you lose a little bit of details very fast on the highlights. And as you can see, the processing on the JPEG of the Google Pixel 3 reduced also a lot the highlights, because if I were to do it right now, look, if I take my A7R3 and I reduce the highlight, it's actually making it look a little bit closer to the other shot. So I mean a bit far, but we're almost there. So next shot is actually with a car. So that's something you will never be able to achieve with those, is since you can't shoot at f16 or so, you can't have that sun stars, and also you don't have diaphragms inside your lens. So that's something you and your camera will always be able to achieve no matter what you're doing, because you can't get that on the phone. That's not possible. Look, same shot, it kind of looks bad. So that's good point for the camera. Wait! And as you can see, the car again, totally different. So just to give you an information, this was shot 4 seconds f11, 26mm ISO 100, and this one was 114 of a second f1.8 slapped together ISO 57. So you can see a big difference, but look at that, the quality of the low light is just mind-blowing. Let's say you do just social media where you want to have fun, or with your friend, family at night. This is crazy good in my opinion. Now this is another example that's shot with the Pixel 3. You might be able to tell now because you'll never get that smooth long exposure feel that you get on the other camera. Look at that. You get the sky that's moving slowly because I shot at 6 seconds. The water is kind of, how do you call that, like super flat and nice. It's totally different. So you will always have a difference between those two, but I just want to highlight that, for example, that shot, I mean, versus that shot, it's not such a big difference, and having the ability to get that in your phone is just mind-blowing in my opinion. And I just couldn't believe it at the beginning. We talked about it with a few friends and I was like, oh man, that is crazy. That new update they released is just, yeah, it's just mind-blowing to be honest. So guys, let me know in the comments if you shoot with your phone, if you have ever tried to do it at night, because I know long exposures on phones are usually limited to 1 second. If you've tried it, let me know. What is your phone? What kind of setup do you like? For me, I just put that phone on a tripod, or I handheld it a few times just to try. And for my camera, well, I just love using the tripod at night, or a mini tripod and all that. It's just fun to go urban exploring in the city to shoot at night. It's super quiet and cool. So I hope this has inspired you to go and try a little bit of night photography. Remember, the cheat sheet is in the description below. You can download it. It's gonna be super helpful. Just if you don't know what kind of settings to use again, you can always go back to that. And with that being said, guys, thank you so much for the support. I will see you in the next episode in a new adventure, because I'm leaving very soon on the next trip, and it's gonna be a challenge slash trip slash everything. Ooh, it's gonna be good. Super excited. So guys, get out there, go shoot, try something different, try something new, and I will see you in the next episode. Oh god, I forgot. If you're new here, please hit the SUBCRB button, ring that notification bell. It's gonna make a huge dong. It's gonna be amazing, and I will see you in the next episode. Just like I said. See you guys. Bye.